What's up guys, Garrett here with Self.dev. Today we are back doing some more resume reviews. Thought I only had one to do, but apparently I've got like 4 or 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So let me get my notes here, everything I need. Right off the bat, looks really good. I like it so far. And then we click here. I'm not a fan of the transition of black to white. That might just be me, or you might be using it to get attention because the big transition makes sure they're focused. But I'm not a big fan of the extreme change. This part looks really good too. I'd capitalize the G in your last name here. These dots on the right side, for the longest time I wasn't sure what those were, and then last night I tried making this video and I found out that it is actually a nav bar, and it's just the right -18 REM that's throwing it off. I'm not sure why doing 0 puts it right there, because it's a fixed element, so it should be fixed relative to the body, so it should just be right on the edge here. I'm not sure why, I haven't dug into it too much. Anyway, might want to fix that because what is my screen width? Also, I don't like that when I hard refresh, it just does page not found. So it'd be cool if you could fix that. So yeah, my display settings are like 1800 by, well, I guess on 18 it's gone, but you need that there. So, whoa, that's weird. Okay, so opening it up in Inspector just totally destroys a lot of the site, which is weird. But yeah, what I'm trying to say, fix the nav bar on the right here. So these things slide in from the left and the right, which is really cool. Also, this breaks. The mouse follower thing breaks when I'm in the inspector. I like that everything slides in. Those are cool animations. Those are good to have. Got your skills. Don't understand these pictures, like you're a photographer. And then the text that's right here, I might have that slide in from the right and then go all the way to the left across the screen, and maybe keep it on the screen, because the first part, the curious, with how fast the animation occurs, it took me a few times viewing the website before I was able to read that word or like understand what the word was fully. And then you've got what I learned, cool. The projects, I'd probably expand this a little bit and make it the same width as the images here, if you're gonna keep the images. And then you have a lot going on here. Like I'd type real estate. I was probably just having a brain fart last night, but I just could not figure out why it said type real estate, but the website is a real estate website. So that makes sense. Something else I'm not a big fan of, when you click on the project, it doesn't bring you directly to the project. I have to like scroll down. I was kind of confused on why when I click on a project, it doesn't bring me directly to the project, because I thought it would bring me like directly here so I can view the project. So I'd say if I click on this arrow, make it bring me directly to the project so I can view the project. And then this view all projects thing, like opening it in a new tab doesn't work either. The view all projects, that can bring you here. That just caused a little confusion for me. That part's cool too. And then I like you got your socials here, that's important. I'd probably hyperlink the download my resume part, not just the arrow. And then make that a little bit bigger, it's like really small. Make it like the same size as these. But yeah, overall, super solid portfolio. Is it responsive? I didn't check that. It is responsive, so good job there too. If you're gonna keep your last name here fixed, add a white background to this top part, so it's not just like sitting over the images. That kind of looks weird. But yeah, overall, like really good portfolio. Yeah, your resume looks really good too. I feel like it didn't transition to PDF correctly though, because there's like some spacing issues and stuff like that. Like this red line right here, make sure that's not touching the text. Add some padding to the top of that, or just remove some of it down here on the bottom. And then add some space in between the words here. Just like move this section to the left a little bit. And then the same thing right here, like make sure that's centered in between the two red lines. I don't like this part because it's not consistent at all. Like you have your project name bold, you have your skills bold, you have all of this bold. You have your project name bold, you have your skills not bold, you have this bold. You have your project name bold, you have your skills not bold, that bold, and then you have your project name bold, and then none of this is bold. So just make it consistent. So like maybe have your project name bold, your skills italicized, and then this part not bold. Just like make that regular text. Also, I'd take this part out and then make the hyperlink the project name, like make this just blue text so they know they can click on it, and make it be able to just click on portfolio, and then it brings you to your portfolio. So you can get rid of these hyperlinks right here. And then we want to keep it on one page too, especially if you've only got like these few sentences on the second page. So let's see, like books here, I'd probably take books out because that's not really needed. And then there's these 2 courses here, like React front to back, modern JavaScript. Is that a course or a book? If it's a book, why isn't it under books and deleted? If it's a course, why isn't it under courses here? And then same thing with this one. Like, why isn't that under courses or books? And then free code camp, I'd probably make that the same size as your college here, put it right below your college. And then to get this on the same page, if you just move this, if you move the whole thing up and remove some of the white space right here, that might get it. Not just clearing up this line too, deleting that line might get it, because you can, that'll give you like another line. But yeah, just make sure that's all on one page. So hope that helped out a little bit. I really like this one. This is a great like entry-level web developer portfolio. I don't have too much feedback on you. Something that'd be cool is if you messed with the colors a little bit and then added like a box shadow to these white boxes so it looked kind of like they were hovering. Right now, the background's a little too dark to be able to see any kind of shadow you put on there, so you might have to change the background color, like lighten that up a little bit. And then I like how your skills are all, like you got the cool animation on it. I might add like a transition duration of like 0.25 seconds, so it's not just like instant. It's got a little like effect to it. You want to be a full stack developer and you've got all these skills on here, so make sure if you're doing that, make sure you've got these skills down to a pretty good level. Because the problem I see is like, we'll have a lot of people come in who have a lot of skills and we'll say, hey, build this button and position it in these places, and they struggle with it. So just, can you build this? Can you build a clone of this in like 30 minutes or an hour? Like if you can do that, I think you're on a good track for entry level. I feel like I could do this in like 30 minutes to an hour when I was just starting out. And then your portfolio, make these buttons, make those open in a new tab, because if you click on it, it takes you away from your portfolio, and you want to be able to, they want to be able to go back to your portfolio. Actually, what's your GitHub look like here? So yeah, good job here. Make sure that checkerboard keeps going. I'd probably switch that picture out for the one you have on your portfolio, because the one in your portfolio is way better than that. And then this live demo, okay, yeah, most of the time that doesn't load for me, and it just takes forever. I like the particles.js in the background. I've used that on a website before, so nice. And then this is a really good looking website too. I don't know if this is actual freelance or not though, because on your resume you've got all these other projects on here that aren't freelance. So if this is an actual freelance project on your resume, we'll talk about that in a sec. But then you got your contact stuff. That's all good too. Make sure these open in a new tab as well, so they don't take them away from your portfolio. And then last thing on your portfolio, like it looks good right off the bat. This is just some extra stuff. When you click on that, it'd be cool if it could do like a slide down animation instead of just like jumping to that section. Just a few small things, and it's responsive. I checked that earlier, so good job there too. Now your resume, you got a lot going on here. When you're trying to get into a new industry, or you're getting like an entry-level job, the hiring manager is not going to spend much time looking over your resume. You want to be able to convey the high points as fast as possible, because you're only going to get like a couple seconds. So we got to cut some of the stuff on here out. I'd probably make the phone number and the email address. I'd put those like right above the E's, make it like a 2-column grid thing. Get rid of where you live and put your GitHub link there instead. Some employers will screen you out based on where you live. We just don't want to advertise that if you don't have to. Also, something else you don't want to advertise is the grades. If these are C's, don't put that on there, because C is like, meh. I mean, that's like average-ish. It's like having a 3.0 GPA out of a 4.0. You don't want to put that on your resume and you don't want to like volunteer that information, because it's not like great, it's just like average. Actually, I'd probably take out the whole associate level thing here, because you've got your Bachelor of Science in Finance, so that associate level stuff kind of like not too relevant. I would also take out the classes you took here, because it's just business classes. Like that's what you take when you get a Bachelor of Science in Finance. And then the skills, I don't think those were consistent with what you had on your skill section here. Like you don't have Gatsby on this. You don't have Netlify, do you? No, that's Postgres. Just make sure the skills are consistent. And then you got it on one page, so good job there. The spacing is all pretty good. I think the font size is a little small. Is it like 9-point font or 10-point or something like that? But maybe make the font bigger. I'd make the skills in here, italicize those so they can easily see like what skills you used with each project. The way you have this framed right now looks like these are all freelance projects. It looks like these are all under full stack developer freelance. So I'd try and frame it in a way to where if this is a freelance project, it looks separate and it looks like it's figure out how to make it look like this is grouped together, and then these are just projects that you built on your own. Because when you say freelance, if this is an actual freelance project, that's awesome. You need to have that together with that. But then having these other ones under freelance as well, like the Robo Friends, like I don't feel like that's a freelance project. if it was. I feel like these are just projects you built on your own. So separate those out if they're not. That's what I'm trying to say. And then senior buyer, you can probably cut some of this out, and then that would allow you to make the font size a little bit bigger, because this part's not gonna be quite as important as this part right here. And then with cutting this part out and the classes, that'll give you some more room where you can move stuff around. So maybe make the font size a little bit bigger too. All right, so next up we got Kevin here. Kevin, really good looking entry-level portfolio. The LinkedIn button here, like the logo, I don't know if it's just the screen colors I have or what. I hit start, right? Okay, cool. I'm like pretty decent chunk into this video, so if I didn't hit start, I was gonna be disappointed. But yeah, I'd probably do, let's see, if we grab that, we'll do background white, padding 5 pixels, 10 pixels, border radius 5 pixels, and then color black. And then that doesn't look aligned for some reason. But yeah, if you just had like that, and then that way, whenever somebody hovers over it, you get like a cool effect. Remove the text decoration underline. I didn't do that, but you'll take that off. And then, yeah, whenever somebody hovers over it, maybe it can go like, the background could be a gray or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. And then obviously add some spacing above the button to push this section down a little bit. But I think having those look like buttons would be really cool, because that'll let you see the actual LinkedIn logo. Plus it'll look cool. And then the skills section, I think it'd be awesome if the background of this transitioned to like all white and the color changed to black, or you had some kind of background transition whenever you hover over these. That'd be really cool, because you got like, it scales up a little bit. Also, I'd add a transition duration of like 0.25 seconds, so it like there's a little bit of a time and it's not just that instant jump. But overall, really good. And you got your projects, and they all look pretty good. I like that detects what day it is and displays the day. That's cool. You got some solid projects. And then same thing right here. Like, I'd make the background transition to like white when you hover over it. I'd also put the dates that you went to college by this one, so we know the dates. And then hyperlink this whole thing instead of just the button there. And then is this responsive? Kind of breaks a little bit there. Maybe on, yeah, maybe like add a media query to when you get less than 4,000 or 1,400 pixels, it expands to the full width for the portfolio section. So I think that's the only part that breaks. Everything else still looks good until you get to mobile. Center that. Also, I don't know what I guess that's your resume, right? But if I just came to this on mobile for the first time, I wouldn't know what that was. When it starts to get smaller, like let's look at it on iPhone X. I think it'd be better if this was all centered. And then you got your skills, those still work pretty good, cool. On your portfolio looks awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, on mobile, only thing you gotta fix is this top part right here a little bit. And then same thing with, same here. Whenever you click on these, it'd be cool if those could like slide down instead of just jumping. Overall, same thing as Sam, like really good portfolio. Just a couple things you could do to make it stand out more, like those transition effects, and then make these look like buttons. But yeah. And then we got your resume. Again, we want to try to keep it on one page, because like I said, you're only going to get a few seconds of the hiring manager's time. You want to convey the important stuff as fast as possible. So we want to try to keep this on one page. So what we could do, also I'd make these blue to indicate that they're hyperlinks and that they're clickable. It's awesome that you got your own YouTube channel. You just need to make some more videos. I would link your GitHub up on here if you have a GitHub, which you do. What's your GitHub look like? Let's see. Cool, dude. So yeah, got that green checkerboard going on. So good job on that. When I look at GitHubs, I like to see the green checkerboards because it tells me that you're coding like almost every day, or at least like a little bit every once in a while. And it shows that you're hungry. So put that on your resume, probably like above that right there. And then to save some more space, you could probably reduce the white space between the title and the line right here, and then the paragraph and the line right here. The dedicated clinical dietitian with multiple years of experience. I mean, this is like a pretty basic summary here. I don't know if you need the dietitian part. I feel like this is the important part. Self-motivated front developer seeking to continue making an impact in a new industry, so they can tell you're transitioning to a new industry from that. Same thing with reducing the white space here to kind of help make it get to one page, and then you can make this either 3 or 4 columns instead of just 2. So I have like 3 skills, or yeah, have 3 skills, 2 skills, 2 skills, 2 skills, because that's 10, right? Yeah. and that'll save you a good chunk of white space, or a good chunk of space. And then portfolio, again, make those blue so they know they're hyperlinks that you can go to it instead of just like copy and pasting. Reduce some of the white space up here. That'll help you get more of this stuff on the first page too. Maybe adjust the margins on the side so it goes like halfway out, like it goes, reduce like half of this white space on the sides. That'll help you get a lot more stuff in there. I'm not sure what else to do on the first page to make everything fit. Maybe make this font a little bit smaller and then make the bottom margin a little bit lower. That'll help get most of it on there, I feel like. Work experience, Swedish Medical Center. So yeah, got your work experience last. That's what you want if you're switching to a new industry. You want to show off the projects you've built. Did you have a link? Yeah, you got a link to your portfolio here. Education, perfect. Got that going good. So yeah, resume, looking pretty good. Just got to try and fit all this on one page. And then that's pretty much the only critique I have on there. All right, so up next we got, I'm gonna butcher your name. I apologize. I'm not even gonna try actually. There we go. I don't understand why your name's on here twice though. And this is a Word document, so I can just kind of delete stuff on here. So take your name off. Computer science, I'd put like what you want to go for there. Like, do you want to be a penetration tester? Do you want to be a software engineer? Do you want to be a front-end developer, React developer, PHP expert? Kind of put like what you want to be, because that's a very broad scope right there. I'm realizing I don't know how GPAs work outside the US, because this is a 9.0 and I need to figure out how GPAs work outside the US. I would hyperlink these for sure. You need to work on the hyperlinks on your portfolio. That's something I noticed. Is this, yeah, it's just one page, so good job there. But make these hyperlinks, because right now it's just the relative link and I have to like highlight, copy it, and then go to, let's check out your GitHub. And then add it at the end. That's kind of annoying to do. And then your GitHub, looking kind of weak here. Gotta get that green checkerboard going, because to me it looks like you're not coding very much on your own, and that's something I want to see. And I'd probably just add like the spaces here. It looks too condensed. And then put current right here so they know, like you can tell July 27 or July 17 to blank. You can tell that you're still working there. It just looks better if you put current. And that's really cool that you're a co-founder and you kind of got your own thing going. Users. Yeah, make that users instead of user. Build a hybrid mobile app using Flutter with a potential customer base of hundreds of thousands of users worldwide. Yeah, users, not user. Extracurriculars. I don't like the spacing very much on this. So like the line height here, add a little bit more space between these. Maybe make the titles, like the blue titles, make that like a 12-point font. Because what is this? That's 12. Okay, so make that like, can we just do like 13? Is that a noticeable difference? Yeah, I think that's all right. What if we do this like 15? That's 10. Oh, that's 10, huh? Oh, yeah, okay, just kidding. So we can do 12. And then 14. Yeah, so change the font to match that style and then add a little bit more spacing in between these two right here. If you need to, get rid of the extracurriculars because that's not super important. And that'll, if you need to, do that to keep it on one page when you add that spacing. But I don't think you do. You have like enough room down here that you could probably add a little bit of spacing. That'll just make it more readable. Also right here, add those spaces because it makes it more readable again. Because when I see this resume, I'm kind of worried about how readable your code is. But yeah, you got your skills, so that's cool. Technologies used. Those are really subjective. I don't know if you even need those on there, honestly. Add some spacing between, yeah, you definitely need space between the blue bar and the words that come right after it, because that's too close. It's kind of like the red bar right here. Got to fix that. And then best paper award. That doesn't sound very cool. Was there like an official title for it? Or was it just the best paper award? I mean, congrats on getting that. It just doesn't sound that cool. Unless that's for that paper here. If that's for that publication there, figure out a way to put this award, or like mention that. Did you mention that in here? Yeah, mention that in the summary here, and like make it italicized or something where it's noticeable. Also make this hyperlink work. If I just go to this, like if I copy that, paste it, it just brings me to tiny URL or short URLs. It doesn't bring me to anything, so I can't verify that you published that or anything like that. And then if you have it right here, I don't know if I'd still have it in your projects here, because that's kind of like repeating stuff. An innovative idea to automate the picking up of garbage. I'm not a fan of the description there. Maybe like, I don't know how you could fix that, but not a fan of that. Also, for consistency, if you're gonna do July 2019 to, or June 2019 to July 2019, should we put spacing there? And then put like a apostrophe so we know it's the year. And then we'll put whatever year we started here. And then when we make this 12-point font instead of 14, that'll stay on one line. And then same thing with that. Just make it consistent, whatever you do. Don't have like the years on both part here and then the year only on one part here. But I think that's about it. So, all right, last one here. So I'm not gonna try to butcher your name either. So we're not gonna try the name. Software developer, nice. I'm not a fan of the color scheme. I don't know why. The color scheme just kind of turns me off. But besides that, overall, pretty good resume. You got your contact information, emails linked up. I'd take the address off there, probably. The social, got your LinkedIn. I'd put a GitHub or your portfolio if you have a portfolio. GitHub looks a little weak here, right? Oh no, LinkedIn, just kidding. Yeah, need a portfolio, GitHub on there. Good knowledge of the following. I'd probably take that out and just have this part. You don't have JavaScript on here, which kind of worries me, because if you're saying you know Angular 4, you don't know vanilla JavaScript, I'm a little worried, because Java and JavaScript's not the same thing. I'm sure you know that because you have a Bachelor of Science in Engineering. I don't know why I'm saying that. Yeah, you know that. Just make sure, like, if you have JavaScript down, put that on here. Also, the 70%, I don't know what that means. Are you 70% done with your degree and you're getting close to graduate? Or is your grade 70%, which is a C, which is not very good? Don't put that on there then. Actually, either way, I wouldn't put that on there because I don't know why that's there. If you're still in college, I'd put the dates. For the project here, if you don't have that on GitHub, put it on GitHub and have a hyperlink to it. You need more projects too. But that's the feedback I've got for you on it. I like that it's on one page. Maybe add a little bit more padding to the top of this block and the bottom of this block so they're not right up against the edge. Well, I guess as long as it's consistent with this one. But again, not a super big fan of the color there. Maybe if you just got rid of all the color and just had like a divider line right here in between them. Just kind of experiment with a little bit, just not a fan of the colors. But yeah, hope that helped out, guys. If y'all want me to review your resume, it might take me a while to get to it. And if it's a good resume, I might not give you any feedback, or I might not do it in the video because I might not have any feedback for you. Like I said, that's why it took me a while to do Alexander's, because his is really good. And I didn't have much feedback at first. But yeah, we also have a Discord if you want to come hang out in the Discord. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I will see you next time. Round 1.